So you're thinking of living in Cedar City, Utah, and you want to know a little bit more about the town? Well, today I am going to take you through my top 10 restaurants here in Cedar City, Utah. Let's get to it. All right, if this is your first time to this channel, we talk about everything there is to know about living in Cedar City, Utah. So if that is something that interests you, like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you can stay up to date with our market. If you are thinking of living in Cedar City, Utah, my name is Elizabeth Prisby. I am with Stratum Real Estate Group. I get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every single day looking to make a move. So whether you are moving in 9 days or 90 days, go ahead and reach out. I'd be more than happy to help you make that move. So let's talk about the top 10 places that I love to eat in Cedar City. Of course, these are, according to me, places that I found I continue to go back to because they have something that I love. They're not going to be in any particular order because, let's be honest, it's dependent on what our mood is and how we feel that day. But you will find something you love about each of these, I'm sure of it. If not, I don't know what to tell you because they're so good. All right, so I have jumped into Google Maps because I feel this is the best way to show you location, price, reviews, images of one of my favorite places. The first place is Central Wood Fired Pizza. Now, what I love about Central Wood Fired Pizza is the location. That's not the only thing, but take a look here on Google Maps. This is going to be our main street right here. So kind of our downtown Cedar City. Central Wood Fired Pizza is right here off of Center Street. And why I love this is the location is great. You can walk to several other shops in downtown Cedar City. If you're coming in, this is definitely the first place I would say to check out because it is so close to so many locations. But the whole ambiance of Central Wood Fired Pizza is just wonderful. So for example, let me take you to their website. This is the outside of the building. It has a very rustic, modern, chic look, and it's just really inviting. Now their food, you can see from the images here, their food is, of course, wood-fired pizza. You can order it blonde, which means it's not going to have as much as that wood-fired on the outside. It's a little bit lighter crust, or you can get the traditional wood-fired. But I love it because their salads are huge. They're meant to be shared, and they have a lot of options there. So for example, if we are to take a look at their menu here, starters, they've got rustic bread that has the olive oil, the balsamic vinegar, that truly Italian feel. Really delicious. I love their bruschetta. The tomatoes are chopped up quite fine, but it's really, really good if you like bruschetta. I know not everyone does. I end up eating the whole plate myself. I have not tried these other two, I'm going to be honest, but I wanted to take you here to give you a little feel of the pricing here. But take a look at these salads. They have a huge variety here, and these salads are large. You can see it's meant for 1 to 3 people. Very large salads meant to be shared. And then, of course, not your traditional pizza, not just your regular pepperoni, truly that Italian style, which is great. And then, of course, they have those Italian desserts. I usually get the gelato just because I'm a fan of gelato. My husband likes the cannolis. So kind of an idea of what their menu is and what the pricing is, as well as the outside of the building. And then just really, you can see from this image here, the ambiance is just really that rustic, modern chic is exactly how I described it. So that would be one of my favorite places to eat. If you are just visiting or stopping in, definitely check that out because it is located, again, so close to Main Street. And you can see over here, lots of reviews, 4.7 stars, over 2,000 reviews. Central Wood Fired Pizza really is a great place to stop. All right, the second and third one on my top 10 places to eat in Cedar City, I'm combining together because they are very similar in food style, location, pricing, and in Cedar City, it's kind of one or the other. I like both for different reasons. So the second one here is going to be Rusty's Ranch House. Now, I'm going to zoom out a little bit from this map so that you can see in relation to Cedar City. Remember, we had Central Wood Fired Pizza was down off of Main Street on Center Street. Well, if you take Center Street here and you follow that up the canyon, that's going to drop you right here at Rusty's Ranch House. What I love about Rusty's Ranch House is the location. You are actually within the mountains in the canyon. They have these beautiful large picture windows. It looks like a rustic log cabin on the inside. There's a fireplace. It's a great place for a large group gathering. So I love the ambiance there as well. Of course, completely different from Central Wood Fired Pizza. Now, they also have a lot of reviews, not quite as many as Central Wood Fired, but still up at that 4.5. This is going to be your traditional steakhouse, right? Where you're getting steaks, ribs, chicken, seafood. Now, just to give you an idea here, the first time I went into Rusty's and I ordered off the menu, I was surprised how much food came out with what I ordered. So they will typically, if you order a steak, they're going to typically give you some sort of side plus a salad plus another vegetable, which I felt like was a lot for just a regular meal. So these images give you just kind of an idea of what type of food is served there. The third one, which is very similar to Rusty, is going to be Milt's Stage Stop. So this one is a little bit further up the canyon. I'm going to pull out here. So here's Rusty's Ranch House. So right here's your Center Street coming down Cedar City. You hit Rusty's Ranch House first. You have to go up even further to get to Milt. It looks a little bit longer than it is. This one will probably be about 15 to 20 minutes out of town. Still worth it. People either choose Milt's or Rusty's. It's dependent on your mood. Very similar types of foods. What's great about Milt's is they do have a back room, so it can be rented out for events and give you a little bit more privacy. Milt's also has a salad bar, which Rusty's does not have. So just to give you an idea of what is on their menu, very similar food: steaks, ribs, baked potatoes, sweet potatoes, shrimp cocktails. Very similar food items as far as Milt's goes. So I combine those two together, but we will eat at them interchangeably. As far as difference, it's really just preference when you go in. Whose steak do you like better? Whose service do you like better? Which location do you like better? They are very similar, but it's dependent on what you want. So that would be second and third in Cedar City, Utah. All right, next up on our list, number 4 is Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen. This one is also located outside of town, probably about a 15 to 20 minute drive from the center of town. It looks pretty far on the map, so here is our second exit off of Cedar City. You would just take this down the 56 and then out towards Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen, which is out by Iron Springs Adventure Resort. So it is going to be probably a 15-minute drive from that second exit. However, it's worth it. It's worth it for the ambience, the vibe, the feel. And I'm going to talk a lot about the vibe because it's small town and you're going to get a different feeling at each location. So what I like about Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen, again, is location. It's off the beaten path. It's not your typical restaurant. It is family owned. They came in, decided they didn't want to travel anymore, and they picked up all the food from different locations around the country of things that they liked. They improved on them, and they opened up Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen. What is cool about Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen is it is off of an actual ranch. So for example, if I take you over here to their photos, here's one of their dining on the inside. They have a back room as well. Looks really more like a cafe almost, but the food is absolutely delicious. Very, very delicious. Take a look at the menu here. Well, that's just the kids menu, but there you have it. All right, so take a look at some of these images. If this doesn't make your mouth water, I don't know what will. But I wanted to show you where it's located. It really is off the beaten path. You're out in the rural. Did I say that right? Rural country. And if you look at it, you would not notice that it is a restaurant at all. There's actually a stall of horses right here, if that's what you would call it. And then across the way, you can see where they do horse trail rides. So if you're coming up and you wanted to have just a fun little day date, you could go out, hit Bowman's Cowboy Kitchen, take some trail rides, visit their ranch around the restaurant, and then Iron Springs Resort is not too much further up the road. It's actually right near it, which is where I've gone to different concerts and events there. So location is great on this one. It definitely has a different vibe. Food-wise, it's kind of a variety of what you're going to get. It's really that hometown comforts of your home food. And I really, really, really love their dessert. So they have peach cobblers, custards, just really delicious food. If these images are not selling you of this location, I don't know what will. Again, they also have great reviews, 4.7, and they are also at that $2 mark in regards to Google Map reviews as far as pricing. So this is another excellent one you need to try when living in Cedar City or visiting Cedar City. Fourth on my list. Okay, next up, number 5, we're going to take it a little different direction with food and location. Number 5 is going to be Asian Bistro. And this is truly what it sounds like. When I say Asian Bistro, it is an Asian Bistro, meaning it offers all different types of variety of Asian food, including Chinese, Japanese, Thai. It's a large variety, and it is so good. So you are going to find this one off of the first exit in Cedar City, Utah. And if you've seen my map tour, you probably heard me give like a 2-second clip it on how good it was. It is located off that first exit, so it is very near town. What I like about it is the service has always been great. I usually get seated pretty quickly. Sorry, I just dropped my book off my lap. And the location is easy to get to. It has great reviews as well, not as many as some of the others, but still really good reviews. It's at that $2 mark. Now I want to come down here to our images and take a look at the vibe. So it's kind of different when you go in there. You've got rustic down here at your tables, but then there's like this glass ceiling, but then they have these rustic lighting fixtures. I mean, and there are large tables. There's a really big, large round table over here in the corner. This is actually probably a part of it where you can seat probably at least 8 people, I would say. But it's comfortable. It's great service. So just to give you an idea of the vibe there, or the atmosphere, here's that reflective ceiling I was telling you about. You can actually see people down here eating. But as far as the menu goes, it is exactly what I said. It's going to have, look at that, it's Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, it has Japanese, Thai, Chinese. You are really going into an Asian bistro, and nothing I have tried there has been bad. It's been very good. So this is definitely one you want to check out when you're coming into town. This one, delicious. All right, I could spend so much time on the images here, but I wanted to give you an idea of what type of food they have there, pricing, reviews, location. It is different than our pizza or our steak houses. I think 2, 3, and 4 were all that kind of hometown cooking, and I lumped them together for a reason. Number 5, though, definitely Asian Bistro. Check it out. And again, these aren't in any particular order because it is dependent on the mood you are in. All right, next up on our top 10 list of places to eat in Cedar City, Utah is Lighthouse Seafood and Grill. As far as location goes, this is right off of that first exit, very near Asian Bistro, remember, which was down here. And it is what it says it is. It serves seafood, and very good seafood, might I add. Reviews are great on it. Over 4.3 or at 4.3 or above. It's at that $2 sign range, which is typically what you're going to find for a nicer place to eat in Cedar City, Utah. We don't really go over that. Anything under that's going to be about your fast food. As far as pictures go, that's what I want to show you. I feel like that's where you really get an idea of what is served there. So let's take a look at the vibe of the restaurant here. And this is all just through Google Maps. So if you want a little bit more time on any of these, just go ahead and check them out. But it's got a very oceany type vibe, right? Where it has kind of that decor of being on a ship or having like a little tiki hut there, right? It's got the blue and white stripes, a very sea vibe. Now, you would think being this far inland, the seafood wouldn't be great, but it is so good. We know the chef here, and I have been blown away by what he is capable of. Everything I have tasted at the Lighthouse Seafood and Grill has been so delicious. So just taking a look at some of these images here, you can really see the type of food you might get at the Lighthouse Seafood and Grill. I am not a huge seafood fan. I'm going to be honest. I love sushi, but I'm not a huge seafood fan, which is surprising that this one made my list because I'm not a seafood fan. But everything here is so good. He brought us out catfish one day. We didn't order it, but we know him. And so he would send us stuff that we didn't order. I mean, obviously we got our menu, right? We got what we ordered, but he would send out other things. Everything is so good. I'm gonna be honest, that was my first time tasting catfish. It did not taste fishy at all, and it was so good. So just kind of an idea of what you are getting when you come into the Lighthouse Seafood and Grill. Really just a nice place to go on a dinner date with your significant other. So just definitely check this out if you are coming into town. All right, so that takes us through our top 6. Let's take a look at 7. Okay, so next up on our top 10 places to eat in Cedar City, Utah is Ninja Japanese Steakhouse. It is located off that first exit as well, right down from that Lighthouse Seafood and Grill. Now, I'm gonna be honest, right up front, I have not ever actually eaten inside of Ninja Japanese Steakhouse. I typically pick up sushi to go, and here's why. My husband doesn't like sushi. I think he would if he tried, but apparently he doesn't like it and he's not going to try it. So we'll set that aside. I typically pick up takeout from Ninja Japanese Steakhouse. It is the sushi place that I have found that I like. I know we all have our place. There's not that many sushi places in Cedar City. This is one I've tried. I like it. I pick it up and I take it home. What I have noticed about this location or Ninja Japanese Steakhouse is they're not open on Tuesday, which I feel is odd, and it's super sad because that seems to always be the day that I want it. And then I'll think, shoot, it's Tuesday. I can't get it. So something to think about. I have gone in and I've seen the atmosphere, the ambiance, the vibe. So I do know what it looks like. It's a very authentic decor. And if I can get my Google Maps to work for me, here we go. You can see it is very authentic, warm, and inviting. Another great thing about it, it is also a hibachi grill, so if you're looking for that experience within Cedar City, you can get that as well. But I have found that I really enjoy the sushi. I know sushi is not for everyone, but here is one on your list if that is something that you love. As far as reviews, still great reviews, and it has, again, at that $2 sign, according to Google Maps, right? Which is going to be typical of anywhere that's a little bit nicer to eat in Cedar City, Utah. So number 8 on our places to eat in Cedar City, Utah is going to be Chef Alfredo's Ristorante Italiano. I probably didn't say that right. I just call it Chef Alfredo's. It is located off of the second exit here in Cedar City, Utah. And then you'll just go head west here off the 56. Right here is Chef Alfredo's. Again, Ristorante Italiano. I don't know how to say it. I don't know why I'm doing that. Whatever, who cares? This is probably going to be one of the fancier places to eat in Cedar City, Utah. What I mean by that is when you come in, if we take a look at the vibe, you are actually getting tablecloths. The waiter there has a strong Italian accent. They are putting the napkins on your lap. It's just a little bit more elegant, I should say. It's one of the nicer places to eat in Cedar City, Utah. So if you're looking for that nice date night, this is where you want to come. Price wise, I pulled up the menu here on their website to give you an idea of what you're going to pay here. And you can see just by the fact that it's, you really have to read the ingredients to understand what you're ordering. It's probably fancy, right? So just give you an idea, this is a true Italian restaurant here in Cedar City. Very, very elegant. And everything I have ordered there is so good. So good. Definitely go check out the menu before you head in to make sure that it's something that you want and that it fits within your budget. But really, everything I have ordered there has like mouth-watering good. So I'll give you a look at some of the images that they have posted here on Google Maps. If you want to look at them longer, go ahead and pull it up. You can focus on one of these photos and just really savor it. But this is going to give you that nice, elegant dinner experience with a nice, authentic Italian food. So something to think about. As far as rating, great ratings or reviews, I should say, for this as well. According to Google, it has it at that $2 price point. I would say that this one is more on the higher end of what you are going to be paying. So keep that in mind. When I walk away from any of these places, I am paying the most at this one, at Chef Alfredo's, but it feels worth it. I'm going to be honest. Just the experience, the decor, the food, mouth-watering, it feels worth it. So definitely check this one out. All right, number 9 is Brody's Mexican Restaurant. And I probably should have done this one before Chef Alfredo's because this one is at the first exit and it is right near, look, here's our Ninja Japanese Steakhouse, here's our Lighthouse Seafood and Grill. Brody's is right behind it here. So I probably should have stayed over here, but whatever. I'm taking you around the world and giving you lots of food options, right? If I had to choose, Mexican food is my number 1 favorite. I feel like I could eat it every day. I'm not too picky. I just love it all. I love Mexican food. It is my favorite. As you can tell, I'm not too picky. I like all things, so take that for what it's worth, but I do have these Google reviews to back me up on every single one that I've showed you. All of them have great reviews, and again, they're all in about that same $sign here. So Brody's Mexican Restaurant is great if you love Mexican food and you want a nice sit-down location to eat. Of course, there's lots of other great places around town. This is one that's great for the whole family to sit at. So what I mean by that, let me take you through here. Take a look at how large, and that's not the best picture. I'll see if I can, oh, here we go. So take a look at how large this room is. There are large groups of people that sit within here. And again, these are just photos that I am finding off of Google Maps. So if you wanted to get a better idea, it does have that nice rustic, authentic Mexican style restaurant theme. It's very warm, very inviting. Give you a little view of the outside before going in. But the food itself is so good. Take a look at this. I mean, how delicious does that look? Here's your street tacos. Their chips and salsa is also always very good. So that's a great one to try out. And just, oh, take a look at this. I can't remember what the name of this is, but just ask them, tell them you want the pineapple meal, right? So, and then of course, wonderful, fabulous desserts. So definitely check out Brody's Mexican Restaurant if you are coming into town and you love Mexican food, especially if you have a large group. They can seat a lot and they're great at it. So check it out. All right, so number 10 on our top 10 places to eat in Cedar City, Utah, or on our little food tour is what it ended up being of Cedar City, is the All-American Diner. Now, this is the only one that I put up here that is $1 sign. That does not mean anything in regard to food. Now, I pulled this up here because it is an authentic All-American Diner based on the title here, right? But you can see it has almost 3,000 reviews on Google and they have a 4.6 rating or above. Why I chose this one, I I really only eat here for breakfast. I'm going to be honest. So if you're a breakfast lover, definitely check out the All-American Classic Diner. Take a look at this breakfast item here. I know it doesn't look amazing, but this has eggs, sausage, potatoes, bacon, and then it's smothered in nice, yummy, home-style country gravy. Who wouldn't want that? It's so, so delicious. I have found that they have the best bacon. Really good. And if you're a soda buff, I always get the best sodas there, and they're in really large cups. So if you're looking for that authentic American diner feel, this is also very good. I have also had this. All right, but you are going to get just that really good diner food, but good food, right? Now, if you just to give you an idea of what the inside looks like here, it just looks like a diner. But I really love this metal sheeting here with that rustic wood. It has a very American vibe. It's just your great classic diner where you're going to get really good food. So if you are somebody that loves breakfast food, this is what I would suggest as far as breakfast food goes. And this is located right on Main Street. This is where, so for example, here's your first exit in Cedar City, and then you'll get off here and this comes right down into Main Street. So this kind of starts right here, your old town Main Street where you see all of your great shops. All-American Diner is right there to start you out at the front of it. Definitely check that out, especially if you love breakfast food. Thumbs up for me. All right, so that wraps up my top 10 places that I love to eat in Cedar City, Utah. Of course, I eat at a lot of places. I eat at many other places. Those are just my top 10 that I feel like you definitely need to check out if you are coming in. So if you are thinking of living in Cedar City, Utah, remember my name is Elizabeth Prisby. I am with Stratum Real Estate Group. I'd be more than happy to help you make that move. I get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every single day. So don't be afraid to reach out. My information is in the description. And if you found this information helpful and you like what you're hearing on this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you can stay up to date on our market. All right, have a wonderful day. I will see you next time.